Hey there, Jon Chorba here from ReallyEasyGuitarLessons.com, and in this video lesson, I'm going to show you 7 different ways that you can play an A minor on the guitar. So in this lesson, we're kind of doing some fretboard navigation. That's what I like to call it. This is where we be able to find one different chord in multiple different spots on the guitar. So whether you're brand new to guitar or you've got some experience, this is a great little exercise to do to help spot all the different ways that you could play an A minor on the guitar. Let's jump in and get started. All right, so for an A minor chord, what is an A minor chord? An A minor is when you have the notes A, C, and E all played simultaneously. And so that's what makes guitar cool, is that there's multiple different ways to find those same 3 notes all over the neck, and they kind of lay themselves out into some common and repeatable shapes. So I'm going to walk you through 7 different ways to do it, and I'm going to start with the stupid simple version. All right, so stupid simple chords are what I kind of teach to the brand new newbie guitar player, and they take place on just the G, B, and E string. Okay, so A minor, stupid simple version, middle finger, 2nd fret, index finger, 1st fret, and then the open E string, okay? Playing from the G string down. That'll give you an A minor. Like I said, the 3 notes of an A minor chord are A, C, and E, and there they all are right there in one spot. All right, the second version of an A minor is the most common version. It's gonna be the open position A minor. Same 2 notes from the stupid simple, we're just gonna change 1 finger. So we're gonna do open A string, 2nd fret D string with the middle finger, ring finger, 2nd fret, G string, 1st finger, 1st fret, B string, and we're gonna play the open A and the open E, and that'll give us an A minor. There's an A, there's an E, there's an A again, there's my C, there's my E, A minor. All right, and the third way, we're getting into some bar chords. So we are gonna bar the 5th fret of the E string with our 1st finger. So that's my 1st finger is holding down all 6 strings, and bar chords are hard, so this gives you some trouble. It's to be expected because they're the most difficult thing that you probably ever will do on guitar. And this one's pretty hard. So index finger, 5th fret of the E string, and then my ring finger is on the 7th fret of the A, and my pinky is on the 7th fret of the D. And I'm playing all 6 strings. Again, to find my notes, that's an A, that's an E, that's an A, G string's a C, B string's an E, and the E string's an A again. 6 strings, but I'm only playing 3 notes. And then the next version of that is what I kind of refer to as the Hendrix style. It's gonna be a similar idea, just instead of barring, I'm gonna use my ring and pinky fingers on the A and the D string, and then I'm gonna hold down the 3rd fret and maybe even the 5th fret of the G and the B string. Get definitely the G, sometimes the B too, right? And then now my thumb is gonna play the low E string. So it's the same notes with a different shape. And I refer to it as the Hendrix version because he's the one that kind of popularized this. Okay, so if you like Hendrix, if you like John Mayer, John Frusciante, even Mike McCready from Pearl Jam, Stevie Ray Vaughan, anybody who's like a Hendrix disciple, they often have a lot of songs or riffs where they're gonna do this version of the chord. So it's definitely worth knowing. It's tricky to do because once you get your thumb involved, it's weird, right? So your thumb's holding down that 5th fret of the E string, ring and middle are on the 7th fret of the A and the D, and then the index is on the G and the B, the Hendrix style. And then the 5th version is gonna kind of be built off of all of that. I'm just gonna be playing from the D string. So I'm gonna use my ring finger on the D string, and then my index finger is gonna bar the G, B, and the E of the 5th fret. So again, it's based off of the bar chord and the Hendrix, right? But it's just a smaller fragment, useful for lead guitar applications. And if you get into improvising, knowing these little triad shapes is very useful. And the 6th version is a triad shape, okay? So this is really good for lead guitar stuff. So this was it's gonna be the 9th fret of the G string with the middle finger. Your ring finger is on the 10th fret of the B, and your index finger is on the high E string of the 8th fret. If you've ever played a D minor chord, it's like a D minor shape, but done on these frets. It gives you an E, an A, and a C. So A, C, and E are there, and it's an A minor chord. And this is useful. The triad shapes, you might be thinking, why do I need to know this? There's lead guitar stuff that will make it useful, and definitely for improvising, knowing these little triad shapes is extremely useful. Okay? And then the last way, the 7th way, is going to be a bar chord on the 12th fret of the A string. So I'm barring from the A string to the E string, and then I'm kind of making that A minor shape that we made up here, just doing it all the way up here with different fingers. So 12 of the A, 14 of the D and the G, 13 of the B, and then 12 of the E, covered by the bar. That's an A minor, and I'll give you a little bonus one here. The end of that, which is really the stupid simple version, just done up an octave. 14 of the G, 13 of the B, 12 of the E. That's also an A minor. So ways to practice that, first I would just go through each one of them and just commit them to memory, get them underneath your fingers, get the muscle memory going. But then try to just start from the lowest part of the guitar and go to the highest part of the guitar, playing all of the different shapes that we went over, right? To try to just get your fingers around them, understand how they go, understand where they lay out. You can even just take the little triad shapes on the triad shapes on the G, B, and E string, and just go between all of those, locating them on the guitar. Again, it's all about just knowing, okay, if I'm here and I do this shape, it's an A minor, right? If I do this shape here, it's an A minor. It's just about locating where to play them and, being able to label it as an A minor. All right, that's it for this lesson. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.